Your tax dollars paying for alcohol.
And that money was supposed to be helping kids at the lowest performing schools in Tennessee. That's just one of the findings of a state audit released today. An audit of the Achievement School District, or A.S.D., which was created to raise test scores in the bottom 5% of schools in our state. One lawmaker called the findings alarming. Investigative reporter Jennifer Kraus breaks it down for us.
So the Achievement School District was created to improve schools on the priority list.
This was the first performance audit of the Achievement School District by the state since the ASD's creation 6 years ago. And it focused solely on how state money has been spent, or as the audit found, misspent.
They should not ever purchase alcohol with taxpayer funds.
Jason Mumpower of the State Comptroller's Office told a Joint House Education Committee Wednesday afternoon that state auditors found ASD managers bought alcohol at least 3 times. There was a $2,500 holiday party with alcohol and a bartender where the outgoing ASD superintendent and other ASD leaders were recognized. And the audit states on another occasion, ASD managers spent another $1,600 on alcohol, quote, in recognition of ASD school leaders and support staff. That money was supposed to be strictly used for school operating expenses.
Should they have known better?
They should.
But the alcohol sales weren't the only thing that concerned Representative Harold Love, a Democrat from Nashville. State auditors also found ASD spent nearly $700 to hire someone to drive the ASD deputy superintendent to Memphis for a day of meetings. Auditors called that an unreasonable expense. And there was more than $131,000 in spending that had no supporting documentation, and more than $80,000 that did not have management approval before it was paid.
And the things that we found in this audit do raise some eyebrows.
As John Dunn with the Comptroller's Office pointed out, the audit was based on just a small sample of purchases.
So we looked at a few dozen transactions and found problems with a significant amount of them. So when we see problems like that, we know that they could be much deeper, and that should be a concern.
This is not the first time ASD's spending has been called into question. It's also come up in the last few annual audits looking at how federal money is spent in Tennessee.
It's important that that kind of money be subject to an audit.
And at Wednesday's committee hearing, state lawmakers had a lot to say about ASD's past problems, and with this audit, its latest.
What's the general reaction to this audit?
Concern, alarm, anger on some level.
That's our investigative reporter, Jennifer Kraus. The staff that handled the district's financial operations has been let go, and the Department of Education has now taken over that role. Now, despite the audit, many parents remain convinced that the Achievement School District is crucial to their children's success. News Channel 5's Jonquil Newland is at Legislative Plaza. And Jonquil, an audit may sound dull, but there was a lot of passion in that room today.
Yeah, that's right, Roy. The room was full of people, including a group of parents who traveled from Memphis just to be here today and to listen to what lawmakers had to say about the Achievement School District, or ASD. Now, a spokesperson for that group said they are concerned the state will do away with the district entirely. During this year's session, a number of bills were introduced to limit the ASD. Now, while those proposals did not get much footing, lawmakers said they would take a closer look at the district over the summer. Now that school is back in session, unfortunately, one of the first items of business is addressing several discrepancies found in that audit. Now, while lawmakers continue to look at when or if ASD schools should move back into their local school districts, all but 2 of the district's 33 schools are in Memphis area, and that's where parents say their students are flourishing.
They're bringing up the bad things that happen on a few occasions, but they don't actually get the big picture. I know before ASD came to our community, our schools were horrible. You know, our schools have been failing for years and years and years, and no one said to put a moratorium on those schools that were failing. You know, but once ASD comes into the picture, our communities are growing. Our kids are growing. Our graduation rates are going up. You know, our testings are going up. And we got kids going to college and retaining in college.
Now, ASD's mission, again, is to take the bottom 5% performing schools and move them up to the top 25% of schools throughout the state within 5 years. At Legislative Plaza, I'm Jonquil Newland, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Jonquil.